Hello, welcome. Let's see what messages we have for you today. We have the Temperance upright and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so I'm seeing that there is a bit of a hesitation happening here in your life. It seems like, a worry about money. Okay, so this is going to be an energy I'm talking about here. It's not going to be specifically a situation. It's just going to be an energy that's playing in the background of your life that is consistently blocking you from what you want. And it's the energy of abundance. So the angel of temperance is coming through here, and she's saying, like, when you are working to balance something, you swing between extremes. So you will go from a scarcity mindset into a hoarding mindset, and just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's 2-2 right now. 22 degrees, 11, 22 is significant. So this could be definitely a south node, north node balancing. Okay, that's what I just got. And I think that there's something happening collectively right now where this is a prominent experience. People are balancing the north and south node. So if you found this video, I'm going to say that you are balancing your north and your south node. Okay? If you don't know what they are, it's only relevant when you need it to be relevant. So you may have read about it before and it just didn't do anything for you until you're in that frequency and you're getting close to that frequency and starting to sense what's out of balance that's keeping you out of your north node. So obviously when you're centered with your north node, you're centered with your south node. But sometimes people think of the south node as something you have to get rid of. But you have to integrate both the light aspects of each, the north and the south node, to come into your center and balance. So this is the frequency of abundance that you've been working with for a long time. And I see that you've went through, all of your elements and are now balancing the masculine and feminine energies of abundance. So you went through fire, air, water, and earth, balanced it within those frequencies, maybe even unconsciously. And now you're into your north and south node, which means you're at the very last tweaking point of this frequency so that you can finally lock in true harmonious abundance. So in order to balance something, okay, so when something's out of balance, there's just one energy, okay? It is not masculine or feminine, it just is. This is God frequency. And it's with every single feeling we've ever felt has a God point, a center point. When it comes out of balance, it becomes unstable and it starts to become this balancing beam. So we will experience the feminine and masculine imbalance of one frequency. So the energy of abundance is out of balance, and then we'll experience a masculine and feminine manifestation of that imbalance. So for the feminine imbalance, it'll be scarcity. It'll be fear of abundance, essentially. It will be this like a martyr mentality where you fear abundance. You don't think you deserve it. You fear being greedy. Essentially, the fear of greed is your feminine imbalance, okay? And then the masculine is greed. And all of these will generally come down to the 7 deadly sins in some form. Is greed. So holding on to money and really protecting money and being hoarding of your money and cheap and selfish and everything. So you're going to balance between these two, right? Like, especially if you're out of balance, you're probably spend and then hoard, or a variation of those. You overspend, then you have to underspend, and this is a sign that you're out of flow with your natural abundance mindset. intuitive flow. Okay, so I'm really sensing this energy now, and I can like feel the kind of, I always feel static when something is out of balance, and it feels sharp and pokey, and I always see it as like crunchy. I always just, when I was young, I would always say something's crunchy here. I don't know what it is, but that's how I feel when something's out of balance. So I don't know if that's relevant for somebody else. So this message came through earlier to me, and I found it kind of interesting, and it has to do with this. I think Spirit's telling me to say it. So what I see is like you're going in and out of service, essentially. It's like you're connected to your higher self, connected to God and your path of God, and you know, the path, like walking with God and allowing God to create with you as God. And then you're like out of service, and then you like can't connect, and then you're really in service, and then out of service, like you're on a back road, country road, and you keep like dipping down and have no service. Yeah, that's so relevant for somebody. This energy is like, whoo-lee. Okay, so in order to balance something, you need to take the masculine and feminine that's become an out of balance. So these become two separate things they look like. So this is a pure, raw, harmonious, intuitive, abundant, spirits tell me. So then it breaks down, right? Because it's out of balance. So there's something that's keeping it separate. So now the feminine and masculine energies manifest separately. So they seem like they're two different things, but they're actually just manifestation of one thing that's out of balance. So you have to take the light aspect. So there's always something true inside of every single thing, and there's always something false. So you have to take out the false and leave the authenticity. So with the feminine side, you have to remove the false and keep the true. And then with the masculine, same thing, remove the false, keep the true. Then you have the two pure energies. Okay, now to bring them together, you have to feel them both at the same time. And this is something like you might do naturally until you're aware of it, or until you're aware that it's not working, that something caused this separation to happen. So the authentic energy of the feminine energy of abundance is giving, right? Giving. Like I can give openly. I have the ability to give freely without fear. Balanced with the masculine energy of receiving. Okay, I'm allowed to have this. I'm allowed to deserve this. I'm allowed to want this. I'm allowed to need this. I'm allowed to care and hold on to this for me. Okay, and this just like this goes to like it can go to like every aspect of your psyche, honestly. Okay, but if you are overgiving, so anyone drawn to this is probably more in the feminine ego of abundance, where they think they have to overgive in order to receive. Okay, and this is keeping it like this little deadlock, right? Because you're not stripping down the false inside this feminine ego. You are thinking that if you give, you will receive. And then it's like, nope, sorry, we're just going to stay out of balance because of that. You need to be in tune with the amount of giving that you are capable of giving. And then you will be in tune with the amount of receiving you are capable of receiving. But if you are over giving, thinking you will receive, you will stay even more out of balance. So you have to let go of the false illusion that you need to give to receive. You will give to receive, but you right now are blocking yourself from receiving by over giving or thinking you have to give. Okay, so let's just look at that for a second, because we just narrowed something really deep right here. Okay, and this is its own little staticky issue. And you're coming in and out Spirit's telling me. You're going into it, you're there sometimes, and then you come out. In, out, in, out. So you're in there and you're like, you can feel Spirit talking to you. You can feel the energy of abundance. You can feel yourself like living in that space, and then you come out. Okay? It's because it's not balanced yet, and you haven't figured out what keeps pulling you out of that frequency. Yeah, the frequency of the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I'm just like grabbing you right here. Whoever you are, you're right here. Just look at your little body here. You are, okay, over self-sacrificing. You're over self-sacrificing, thinking that that is what you have to do in order to be a good person to then receive. I just like shattered a light code there. Holy Toledo. Okay. Just feel that. Just feel that. Whoever is listening to this, I just know that that did something. Okay. So when something's out of balance, we have a blind spot. This is the blind spot, the true authentic energy. So when we have to swing from extreme to extreme because the true authentic energy is blocked. We have no access to it. So then we will swing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So when you're in your mind and you're sensing that you're becoming over self-sacrificing, like, oh, I feel guilty or shame from, giving to myself, or knowing that I deserve abundance, okay? There's so many layers to this, but I'm putting it out there that the person that is watching this video has done the shadow work enough to get to this point, okay? Because there's so many other little teeter-totters within this frequency, but I feel like you've broken them down. Like, you're more aware of your intuition. You can tell when you're out of balance, like your materialism is out of balance. You're, not overindulging. You're indulging, but in everything you've worked through your psyche and have had most things in balance. Okay, this is like one of the last things Spirit's saying, and I just seen last chapter, really, really loud. Spirit's saying west, 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 and what I'm feeling is this is like the last direction for you before you harmonize, north, south, east, and west. And the west, they're telling me like the right side of the body. Well, it could be left though. Like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But so if you're feeling like numbness in one side of your body or like disconnection from it, it's because you've numbed and repressed your feelings because you have a fear of being a bad person, okay? And that's definitely for somebody specifically. So we have these beautiful spiritual awakenings. We remember God, and then we remember like the law of attraction, and then we like start to repress all of our shadow aspects because we think that they are going to create something we don't want, and that they are going to make us not have abundance. Okay, and then we just get in this deadlock, like a Chinese finger trap, trying to make our way through. And it's because we are not honoring our shadow, which has aspects of ourselves inside of it that we need in order to heal. So you need to have some greed. It's not greed when it's in balance. It's authentic self-care. And you need to have some elements of selflessness in order to be authentic to yourself, because you are a caring and authentic, empathetic human. Yeah, there's an energy line in your body that's completely blocked because you have repressed this frequency, okay? And these energy lines are feelings, and we have to feel our feelings. And when we don't feel our feelings, our energy gets blocked, and then we become afraid of it, And then we literally can go numb. Like parts of our body can go numb. Frozen shoulder is coming up right now. And like I heard like cataracts. Like, because I feel like I like can't see out this eye right now. Yeah, I just like pop this lid off, and I just like feel like there's just this pop the top kind of thing happening right now. Okay. I feel like we've already like kind of went into like so much energy right now that I'm like, should I just wait and like do another video, because I feel like this is just like too much maybe all at once for somebody. Yeah, I do feel that way. Okay, so you kind of see where you're at and what you're doing right now, and what you're working on is like your healing abundance. You're kind of in your feminine ego right now, okay? And it's keeping you stuck. You need to harness the masculine. There's positive traits in the masculine. Once you accept your masculine side, that you do feel, greed in a normal healthy sense. It's not really greed. It's self-preservation, self-care, self-love, preservation. Yeah, it's like I care about myself. I receive for myself. I take care of myself. Okay? I'm going to say that again. I take care of myself. So you can hear that. You can hear how I'm saying it without ego. It is just a fact. When you can step into that masculine energy of abundance and start to break down this feminine energy of ego, this feminine, it's the false light. Okay, you think you're being good, but you're becoming a martyr, and a martyr will slowly die a death for not taking care of themselves. So you need to awaken your masculine energy, step into the power of self-care to really start to debunk what your feminine ego has been telling you that you are not, that you fear caring about yourself, essentially. Yep, that's the line. That is the line we're at here. You fear caring about yourself because you have been told that caring about yourself means that you're being selfish or greedy, and therefore you will not receive abundance. Okay, that is it. Boom, mind blowing. That is it. Write that down and just see the energy on a piece of paper so that you can be like, okay, this is what's happening right now. Because as soon as we illuminate these thought patterns inside of us, we can like instantaneously, if we grab the energy completely, we completely isolate the line and illuminate it, it can heal just through awareness of it. Okay, so do that. I just heard exotic hypnosis. Don't know what that means. I pictured like you're like tantric yoga with hypnosis playing. Yeah, that's it. Like something super cool will happen. You need to like move your body and like focus on this energy, and it's just gonna like move out of you. Tantric yoga. Tantric yoga. Is that a thing? I don't know. That sounds good. I need that. Okay. You're going to fix this. And if you fix this I feel like is a tweak that the whole world is dealing with. Nobody has figured out how to like balance both so that they can live inside that. Like it's just a collective blockage. And you breaking the spell essentially, and removing the blockages to move into the energy that was blind spotted is going to allow that energy to come back online in the collective mind. And then people will start accessing it. So you are doing collective healing work by working on yourself, okay? Everyone needs to remember that. Like how gigantically important, not important, but I think we all know it's important. gigantically powerful it is to do this work. Like you were like a computer programmer, and you're like in the hard drive, and you're like moving wires around. You're like, oh shit, and it's like a whole new program comes online, and everything upgrades, and you're like, whoa, wow, just had to put those two chords together. And that's essentially what it is. You take, the masculine that you thought was separate from the feminine, and then you take away all of their shadow, and then you put them together. And then just like a new world comes online. It's like the craziest thing. And it really is like that. And it's like so visceral. Yeah, that's it. Okay, this is like huge things. I just shuffled again and it's popped out again. Like you're stepping into this, and here it is. Okay. Yeah. The authentic Four of Pentacles. Yes. The authentic Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Taking away the shadow of each of these cards. Bringing them together. Boom. Water into wine. Eight of Cups. Yes. And then you move. And then you move. Things will move. It's like closing out a cycle, and it's like all of a sudden you're in a whole new world. You're just like, where am I? Like portal to a whole new world. 4:44 on the clock, and this is my exit point. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.